Hello everyone, and we're live. So welcome to the first episode on my channel of Let's Talk. So this is a series of short form interviews with current Comicsgate and indie comics creators. So really quickly, before we get started, a little plug for myself. Head on over to Indiegogo now to sign up to the Taylorless mailing list. If you sign up, you will be receiving free exclusive signed merch along with your backing of the book. There we go. I'm going to stop that now, and I'll bring in my guest, the creator of the soon-to-be released Columns of Creation. Here's Alex. How are we doing, Alex?
Hey man, I'm good. How are you?
That's good. That's good. I'm good myself.
Great.
Right. So I'll shoot you a couple of questions, and we'll see how this thing goes. So
Cool.
can you tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got started in comic books?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Italian. I'm 25, and I currently live in the United Kingdom. I moved here from Italy when I was 18 years old. I've always been into arts. I went to art college and dropped out. And now I'm back at it. I'm a student at a university here in the UK, studying cartoon and comic arts. Pretty useless, but there are some things that I'm learning from it. Mostly, I'm benefiting from the student finance, which gives me the opportunity to, work part time and therefore have more time to work on my personal project, which is what I am here to promote today. And what else? Yeah.
Awesome. I think we have a somewhat similar starting point. We both did the university thing, and that student loan is really great until it comes back
Yes.
around to bite you in the ass.
Yes. Well, the thing is, you only have to pay it back if you start earning a certain amount of money,
Yeah.
which hopefully you will. And then if you don't by that time, it's going to go. It's going to be weaved.
Yeah.
So you don't actually have to pay the money back if you don't earn that amount of money within 25 years, I believe. But either way, even then, you'll still pay in installments, small installments. So I think it's a great thing. After
Okay.
all, it's more beneficial than otherwise.
Let's quickly show some love to the chat.
All right,
me
Abbas.
babbles.
That's right.
I love Dave. Dave's great. My
Yes.
girlfriend's watching, Neve. Hello, Neve. Yes. And we have Don Chin.
Don Chin.
He's great, man. I watched your video with him the other day on his channel. Yeah. I'll be live with Don Chin tomorrow. Everyone should check that one out.
Yes. I saw that on Peter Open Mic Mondays. He said that. Don Chin is great. Really great. Everyone loves him.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, everyone check out Don Chin on YouTube. And check out Bristolian Dave on YouTube. So I didn't realize you said you're studying cartooning right now.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Well, with the pandemic and everything, it's not really going. I mean, we do things at home.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? You pay $10K a year, almost $10K, to study something that I can totally learn from YouTube. 100%.
Yeah.
And they haven't even offered to give us some of the money back, offer us a huge discount since we can not access the universities, different tools and stuff.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So yeah, if you're pondering if you should go to uni or not, don't go. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Just study life, learn through working on the field. Nobody needs a piece of paper. The only thing they need from you is for you to prove your worth. So
I would 100% agree with that. I think you're bang on the money there. I have similar thoughts about it because I did the university thing before the pandemic, so I was there for the whole experience. And what I found was the first year was really good because they taught me how to use Photoshop, and that's the biggest application I use biggest part of my work is Photoshop. But then
Mhm.
after that was ridiculous. It was just a waste of time.
Yeah.
I find that anyone who wants to go, especially into an artistic career, there's no need
Mhm.
for formal education. Just teach
No,
yourself.
not at all. Yeah,
Particularly in
agreed.
Comicsgate, we all seem to help each other out.
We do. Yeah.
Right, so that leads me on
I
to my next question.
I wanted to add,
Go
like
on.
that made me feel like, it's like Comicsgate is almost like the direct answer to cancel culture. We are making each other immune to it because we don't need an outside crowd if we had a crowd that is self-sustaining. You understand? So cancel culture is like one side of the argument's echo chamber, destroying everything and everyone in their path who doesn't agree with them, and then we have us who are not interested in distraction at all. We don't care. We just want to do our own thing over here. Yes, we complain about this and that because we love about that stuff, but we don't want to destroy it. We just want it gone. We're not actively trying to make it go away. So I feel like what we're doing is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think Comicsgate is generally a peace-loving group and a quality story-loving group more than anything.
That's right.
So, how did you first hear about CG, and then how did you declare yourself a member of CG?
Well, I've never really declared myself one. I just mostly just started doing this, and I've never declared it. It's just obvious, right? It's just there in the air. Well, it's how did I find out about it? Well, I was just watching, indie comics developing and stuff. Again, Peter Samkeith, I've mentioned his name multiple times
Yeah.
because he was the one who made me understand the ins and outs of indie comics. And Peter Samkeith's never declared himself Comicsgate, not Comicsgate. He doesn't really care. And to be completely fair, I don't care either. But um, I do, I do. I don't mind saying that I'm Comicsgate because Comicsgate is a peace and loving group. Regardless of what others are saying, there will always be like rotten apples, if you will. And I've always considered myself an individualist. So it is a bit difficult for me to say, I am a part of this movement. Let's just say that I agree with this movement very, very, very much. And so I don't have to go against my own morals. But I learned from it. I learned about it from him mostly, and I didn't know what the hell it was. I didn't really know what comics were, in terms of an industry, because nobody ever cared to explain it to me. And it is a very niche thing. So if you don't have a professional explain it to you, which you never did, not really, then you're going in blind, right? You have this, like we say in Italy, ham on your eyes.
That's a
Doesn't make
funny
any sense,
expression.
right? You're just going in blind, and I think pretty much 99% of us thought that when we were kids, we wanted to become comic book artists, and we would magically become part of this industry. We would be paid lots of money to make the thing that we love the most in the world. When of course it's not that. It's extremely difficult, and now it doesn't even matter because it's dying. So not only that, it's also they don't want you. Obviously, they don't want some of us because they think horrible things of us, and so screw them. Who needs them? We have our own party going on over here, self-sustaining party, peace and loving party. So yeah, and that was from him, and of course Ethan, and other various prominent members of Comicsgate. That's how I found out about it, and I just researched and I learned, and I realized that I wanted to make a comic book, and that I wanted to be part of a community that is about loving and sharing, rather than a community that is about destroying and taking away. So it's a no-brainer for me.
Well said, man. Well
Yeah.
said. Yeah, it was funny. Yesterday, I had an interaction with another comic artist who isn't CG.
Yeah.
I don't think they knew very much about CG, but the interaction went like this. I asked them how the comic was going. They're working on something. And straight away I was met with the message, which wasn't aggressive, but came off kind of forward, where they were telling me straight away that they were not Comicsgate, they disagree with Comicsgate, they don't like what they've heard on Google
So
about
what?
Comicsgate. And I feel like that is I feel like Comicsgate is a done dirty by Google and the media in general. I feel like we're a very, very easygoing, happy, good quality community.
We look. Here's the thing. I think it's not a secret anymore. And going forward, I think even and unfortunately, you know, whether you like politics or not, politics do play an important role in every goddamn aspect of our society at this point. It is inevitable. You cannot avoid it, even if you want to. But you won't find any of that crap in our stories. But we can still talk about it outside of our stories because it is important, right? Because we're being threatened by something. So it's important that we defend ourselves with what we have, which is our voice. So I mean, I feel like going forward, even left-leaning people are going to start questioning what's happening, what is happening in our world, to our society. Like, people can't speak their mind anymore. They can't express their opinion anymore. They're not allowed, getting kicked off this platform, that platform. They are not even allowed to publish with somebody because of their views. I feel like things are going to get so much worse that they will have to get better, because how much shit do you have to see before you realize that you're part of something rotten, that you're part of something ugly?
Exactly.
And so some of that people will start questioning, well, is it true what they were saying about Comicsgate? Is it true what they were saying about, you know, Arya or Alex or whoever it is, Ethan, just because he made a joke that you didn't like, just because you are very sensitive about certain topics, doesn't make people evil. It makes them different from you. So I feel like, yeah, the night, as Arvi Dent said in The Dark Knight, the night is darkest just before the dawn, and the dawn is rising.
Oof.
That's right.
I'm impressed you have that memorized, committed to memory.
I've watched it many, many times.
I bet you pull that out at parties and look really slick, don't you? Awesome. Right. I heard a rumor, and by rumor I mean I watched you on other live streams.
Right.
That your favorite mainstream comic is Sandman.
That is correct.
Explain yourself. Why is that your favorite comic?
Well, Sandman is a unique comic book. Up until that point, I had read comics like I was on a race. Like, I need to finish this page, then that page. I wasn't really taking in what I was reading. I'm gonna be completely honest. And I've read dozens of comics like that. And I don't mean issues. I mean like trades.
Yeah.
So hours and hours of reading gone into reading something that I didn't really enjoy, unfortunately. And then here came Sandman. Sandman with its beautiful language, because that's just how Neil Gaiman writes, flowery Shakespearean, elegant type of writing, that forced me to take a moment, slow down, and really take in what has been said, and made me appreciate it. Right? It's not just words on a page; it's poetry. Right? It's poetry. And some people don't like Sandman, but you just cannot deny how beautifully that comic book is written. And what I liked about that comic, well, there's so many things I liked. Is that one other thing I liked about it is that the writing is stronger than the art. And you know, I wish I could do something similar, but people are attracted to the art. The thing is, unfortunately, the art sometimes takes away from the writing, and so that's unfortunate. that is very unfortunate. But he commanded with his writing. He went, when you were reading his things, and then you were looking at the art, the writing was better than the art. One of the few cases in the history of comic books where that would be the case. And he created some very deep, meaningful, three-dimensional characters: Dream, Death, the rest of the Endless. A Dream in particular was almost like Neil Gaiman putting himself on the page, analyzing himself as a writer, as a dream, as a dream waver, as a creator of stories, right? And in many ways, I did the same. I'm doing the same with Fire, with this comic book. But each character is bringing a different aspect of me and of themselves to the story. So that's why I like Sandman so much. It's just a very powerful piece of fiction, and as dark as it is, because it is horror fantasy, it is a very hopeful story, and that's what I like.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you're right. Generally, the rule is the art is what brings you to the comic book, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think you found something in Sandman, in the writing, that's a bit more profound than what you'd get in most of mainstream comics, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
awesome. So I haven't personally read Sandman. I know because there's so much of it, it seemed a bit daunting to get into something, and I'm traditionally more into the classic superhero comics. But I know there's an artist on Sandman called Samkeith, who I'm a massive fan of.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think of Samkeith's artwork then?
Well, Samkeith worked with Don Chin.
Yeah.
So, and we spoke about Samkeith with Don Chin on a stream as well. Samkeith's artwork is really great, but I think he knew when he was doing the Sandman that he wasn't on a par with Sandman. He wasn't the right. It wasn't the right choice, and this is part of it's in the writing of the Sandman, like introduction and stuff. He actually stepped away from the project because he didn't feel, I guess he felt uncomfortable because the writing was up here, and his art style wasn't fitting with that type of story, and so later on they brought a new artist, but Sam Keith's art is really beautiful, really beautiful. Just I feel like Sandman needed, which is what came afterwards, needed a more fantasy friendly art style, whereas Sam Keith is more of horror type thing. And it's great. Sam Keith is a great artist. That's the short answer to that question.
So you would say the other artists under Gaiman would be the star attraction of that book?
I mean, there were many artists. If you read the Sandman, each issue, almost like every issue is a different artist. It's insane. I think they couldn't find a set one, and then it almost became like a running joke. And it's okay, right? Because it's a story about dreams, and it's a story about stories. Sometimes each issue each trade was about a different thing. So it's almost fitting that the artist would always change because the story would always change.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm learning new things about Sandman every time I hear someone talk about it, because I haven't actually read the books myself, obviously.
Read it.
So
you're missing something.
Yeah, I think I am. Everyone talks so highly about it. So would you say, are you trying to emulate Gaiman's style in your own writing?
No. You can't do that. And in order to tell a story that is your own, you can't emulate people. I do try to be a bit poetic, but that's not just Gaiman. Poetry doesn't belong to any one person. So if I can come close to Neil Gaiman's type of writing, I would be happy. But I still have to remain myself. I have to keep my writing voice. And I believe that there is definitely my voice in this comic book. Each different character as well has their own voices. You can see that on the cards when I will show you later. The trading cards shows a quote from the characters and a description, and you can tell that each character is a complete. It's almost like it's a different person writing it. They have a mind of their own.
They have their own
So
personalities.
yeah, but if you like Sandman and Neil Gaiman, you should enjoy my writing. But keep in mind, it's a lot simpler as I am not English. My words are more basic. I try to make them beautiful, to formulate them in a nice way, and which is a good thing, I believe, because if you're not English yourself, if your first language is not English, then um, you probably found yourself reading things and not really understanding what the fuck was being said on the page. With me, that would not be the case. Most likely, you will understand every single thing you read.
Awesome. Right. So I feel like that's a good time to move on then.
Yeah.
To your campaign, Columns of Creation.
All right.
Right. If you share your screen, we'll bring it up and you can talk about your campaign.
All right. So, is it sharing?
There we go.
All right. So here's the page. Columns of Creation, Down to Earth, Volume 1. Story of hope, familial bonds, and the power of love. For lovers of the vertigo that used to be. So if you sign up to this page, you will get an exclusive trading card of our villain, which is Paradox. So this is the trading card right here.
Awesome. That's a really cool piece of art with it.
I'll show it a little better right here. All right. So that's the full trading card. That's what they look from the front, and this is what it looks from the back. And you've got to sign up to the pre-launch page. Otherwise, even if you back the comic book and we hit the stretch goals and everything, this might be the only card you will be missing. So make sure you sign up to it. It's free. Why not? So this is the cover. I can show it better on the website. There's a website you can go to. It's called columnsofcreation.com. This is page 1. What is this comic book about? So the first arc is about the columns of creation, hence the elements of nature, the embodiments of the elements, come to our planet to experience life. But they'll have to defend our world from a paradox, which has been living on our world peacefully until a tragic event just makes him really, really mad, and just makes him go out of control and want to destroy everything on his path. And the columns of creation will be the only thing standing between him and our survival. But the first volume in particular, which is what is being advertised on here, the first volume is the beginning of that first arc. And what is that? It's them coming to our world and trying to come to terms with, all the little things that sort of we take for granted, that we don't realize we need as aliens coming, alien beings coming from outside, right? What would that be? We need documents, we need money to acquire documents. Why do we need documents? Well, because maybe we want a job, or maybe we want a house to sleep in, to live in. So they'll have to deal with all of that in a manner that may or may not be illegal. We shall see. So this is page 1. Beautiful art and colors and lettering by Mattia Monaco. That's the artist. Colors by Carlos Moreno, and letters by Dave Lenz. Dave Lenz, also graphic designer and of this project, designed the logo and is helping me put together the trading cards and a lot more. But so anyway, this is one of the pages.
Yeah.
This is another one of the pages,
Awesome.
just portraying sort of like the passing of time, let's say. Can I zoom in on this thing? I can't. The passing of time from, Roman Empire, the ancient Egypt, all the way to modern time. Here we've got fire. Hopefully, on this page, his anguish, his loneliness, his longing for the human experience is being portrayed. And they come to New York City because, of course, and
right, everything happens in New York.
Yeah, everything always happens in New York, and I like that, to be completely honest with you.
Right, this is a bit of a raunchy scene, but here, what's going on?
Was that?
This is a bit raunchy. What's going on but here?
Well, there's just a little kissing, and then the next page is a little more mature. Can we share that?
Yeah, of course you can.
All right, yeah. So we just have him basically, he's studying us. He's looking at us, but not in a malicious way. He's curious. You see, I think his naivete comes across in his expressions. They've never experienced any of this, him or his siblings. The elements of nature are siblings, by the way.
Yeah.
So that's basically the premise of the story. That's what the idea behind it. Why they seek a life such as ours.
Awesome.
And yeah, if you would like me to, I can show you some other trading cards that I haven't shown before.
Let's see the trading cards. One thing about this campaign that I think is going to be the biggest seller is the quality of artwork. It's amazing. So let's see some more of these trading cards.
Awesome. By the way, this is like an exclusive. I've not shown these two trading cards before on any stream. So I'm showing them for the first time now. All right, so we've got Fire's trading card right here. Leader of the Columns of Creation, his relationship with his family is complicated. He would abandon his duties if he could. And the quote is, "We've lived so long and yet so little." So this is Fire trading card. Again, the back looks like this. And then today I posted Water's trading card.
Wow.
Which reads, "Her playfulness and recklessness could lead the columns to trouble, but when you're that fabulous, you can afford it." And her quote reads, "Why would I hide such beautiful hair?" So that's Water for you. More to come. So if you want to be the first one to see them, make sure you follow me on Instagram at Alejandro_VS right here. Same on Twitter. So yeah.
All the links are going to be in the description for both of our respective social medias and our Indiegogo campaigns. That's awesome. The artwork on that is looking amazing. Obviously, I'm sure the story element is going to be so massive and grand. It's going to be awesome as well. This is going to be one amazing CG UK book. So everyone should definitely go sign up right now. And you're going to get that free Paradox trading card. Those trading cards are looking great. So how many trading cards are you going to have with this project?
8.
8
trading cards. The 7 main characters plus Paradox.
Yeah.
I am thinking one of them, which will be Earth's trading card, because Earth's design is everyone's favorite, will be part of the featured tier.
Okay.
And the featured tier will be the most convenient one. And then Paradox will be the exclusive trading card. If you don't sign up, you will be missing one card. And then the other 6 will be stretch goals. There will be stretch goals, 3 stretch goals. With each stretch goal, you will unlock 2 trading cards at once. So every $500, I'm thinking, we'll unlock a couple of trading cards. So get in on the goodness, because there are a lot of good-looking projects on Indiegogo right now. But I think this might be up there. This might be up there.
I think so too.
Yeah.
So give me an idea of what this feature tier is going to include. We're going to have the book, of course.
Well, keep in mind that nothing is set in stone for now. I'm still pondering certain
early
things.
days.
Yes, but I am thinking definitely one version of the book, because I'm thinking maybe 2 or 3 different versions. So one version with a team cover that you saw earlier. One version with Fire sitting on the stone, on the rock. The interior page will be used as a variant cover, because why not?
Yeah, it's a really nice.
Yeah, thank you. And then I'm thinking, I'm not sure yet, but I'm thinking I might put out a black and white version of this comic book. It might just be the same price though, $25, because of the goal. Basically, I have been going around saying it's 15K. I don't want to, I don't want to change it too much, and I would have to do that if I had to calculate this tier any less than 25, because I've been calculating my goal thinking that it will be the least expensive tier will be $25. If you're not into crowdfunding, don't think about it too much. This is for us crowdfunders. You'll understand what I'm talking about. But in the featured tier, you might have 2 or 3 versions of the comic book, a PDF version of the comic book, and the Earth trading card. And that would be the only way to get Earth's trading card. So
awesome. And then on top of that, the stretch goal cards, is it?
On top of that, you'll have the stretch goals, which I'm thinking will be unlocked at every $500. So at 16K, you'll unlock 2. 17K, you'll unlock at 16 and 500, you'll unlock 2 more, and then at 17K, you'll unlock the final 2. So if we reach $17,000, and you've signed up to this campaign, and you've bought the feature tier, you will have 8 beautiful trading cards, and there will be more if the campaign succeeds. There will be more trading cards featuring other characters, let's just say, in future campaigns.
Awesome. So backers could potentially be receiving 3 different covers of the book, plus a boatload of really cool trading cards with really cool artwork on them.
That's right.
That's awesome. That's exactly what I like to see. How what's the page count like on this book?
So right now, it's 44 pages. Just counting the art itself. I've been pondering if perhaps I should add some process pages and stuff like that. But again, everything is in the works, so nothing is set in stone. At the end of the day, people don't buy a comic book to look at the process. They buy it for the art and the story. So the process is not, essential. The essential thing is story, and you will have 44 pages of absolute beauty. I've made sure this story was more stretched. There was a little bit more fluff and stuff like that, because I wrote it to be a monthly comic to be published, let's say, by a company. And I've had to condense it quite a bit. So you have 44 pages of, I would like to say action, but that's not a good story. You have 44 pages of action, character development, action. Because you need both things. The action doesn't matter if you don't care what's happening to the characters.
Awesome. So that's 44 pages of character build-up for...
44 pages of mixture of things. You have a lot of action.
Okay, 44 pages of quality storytelling. We'll go with that.
There you go.
And you're going to get that for about $25, is it?
Yes.
Well, that's bang on the money. That's pretty much what Comicsgate books are going for. You're going to get a much thicker than regular mainstream size comic book at a premium. Yeah. I imagine this is going to be a really high quality physically. The pages are going to be nice printed. The cover is going to be a lot better than what you get in the mainstream.
Definitely.
Awesome. Right. I think we'll move on to the next segment, which is we're going to play a little game.
Nice. I look forward to it.
Let me share my window. Right.
Oh, wow.
So this is your character Fire. By game, I mean this is just a couple of prompts that you're going to answer the questions.
Yeah, that looks great.
So first off, I want to know who would win in a fight between your character Fire and Naked Human Torch.
Naked Human Torch. Well, Fire is not into man, because if he was, he might just lose. He might be like, "Whoa," and be knocked off his socks. But well, fire is. You see that fire that the Human Torch is playing with?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fire. And when you light up a cigarette, that's fire. Fire in the chimney, that's fire. Uh, Fire is the embodiment of fire. He's not a superhero with the power, the ability to manipulate or create fire. He is fire.
Okay.
So his power is almost immense. So yeah, he would win.
So you don't think the Human Torch stands a chance against fire?
No.
Not even if he's naked.
Not even if he's naked. He might stand a chance against another character who might or might not be interested in him, but not fire now.
Do you want to share a name for that character?
Yeah, that's Wind. Yeah, Wind is into guys, and he's actually one of the. He may be the character I focus the most in this comic book. Don't worry, won't be any virtue signaling of any type. I know exactly how to tell that kind of story, and hopefully you will enjoy him very, very much.
Okay. Now I just have pictures of your character swooning over Chris Evans.
Why not?
Okay, so these are the columns of creation. These are all the 7 guys, right? 6
That's right.
guys. No,
No, it's 7 of them.
Yeah.
5 guys and 2 gals.
Okay.
Right.
So, if you were any of these characters, which one would you be?
Well, that's I would be a mixture between wind and fire. They were very much. Well, they were very much created to how do I put this? To exercise 2 different aspects of myself.
Okay.
Both to 2 negative aspects. This is a story, like I said, of hope, familial bonds, and all that good stuff. So by the end of this adventure, some of these characters will be improved, and wind and fire are 2 of those characters that I aim to improve. Fire starts this adventure because he's the catalyst of the story. Why? Because he's depressed. He feels lonely. He feels unaccomplished. Eons have gone by, doing what they've been doing, which is creating things in the universe, including our planet. And as awesome as that sounds, what does that give you in terms of emotional payback? Nothing. And the Wind is resentful, and he's proud, and he's jealous of his brother because their father, which I'm not going to disclose, I'm not going to disclose anything about their father quite yet, but their father has always, mostly put his trust in fire rather than wind. And wind is sort of a natural born leader, so he doesn't understand. Since fire, like I read from his card, all he wants to do, he would abandon his duties if he could. He doesn't understand it, so there is resentment there. So both these characters represent 2 negative aspects of myself. The idea, the sense of loneliness, let's say, and pride, resentment, and even conservatism, if you will. Wind is, in many ways, a conservative character. There is no politics in this comic book. I'm just saying, in terms of his personality, he's definitely a conservative type more than liberal. So they're 2 very opposing characters. So if I was anybody, I would be one of these 2. More than one of the 2, I would be Wind, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Which one of them do you think has the coolest power, though?
Coolest power? Well, it's hard to say. It's mostly what kind of element are you mostly into, right?
Which is the coolest element?
Well, you tell me, what's your favorite?
Well, the one I like most is fire.
Right.
So I think what I imagine him doing, I think that's the coolest.
Well, he's cool. He's definitely cool, but they're all cool. I mean, lightning. I mean, I think lightning.
Right.
Lightning's power, lightning powers are really into that. But also light. Light can create like light beams coming out of his fingers and stuff that are very much like Superman, but they're white and they can cut through pretty much anything. So they all have interesting abilities, but lightning would be my favorite.
Awesome. Yeah. Earth seems to be the common favorite at the moment. Would you agree?
At a design level, definitely.
Yeah.
People don't know much about Earth yet. I haven't even put out his trading card. But Earth is very important in this story.
Right.
Very, very important, especially in the later half of the story. So keep that in mind.
Awesome. I can't wait for this trading card. Right. This was a bit of a lazy picture.
Oh, nice.
It represents Comicsgate. So my question is, if you could have the columns of creation team up with any other CG character, who would it be? If you could do a crossover book, columns creation, and who?
Well, I mean, since you've used Cyberfrog, I don't see why not use Cyberfrog as an example. From what I understand, I backed Cyberfrog, by the way. Cyberfrog Wreck Planet. From what I understand, Cyberfrog has been missing for a long time, and in the meantime, the planet has been taken over by the Vespas. So the Vespas are alien creatures, right? So they come from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And because the columns of creation are cosmic beings in charge of creation, they hang out in space, they would definitely fit in that story. To be completely honest, they would fit in any story. If you go on the website, it does say that the columns of creation exist in every universe, in every story ever told. They exist in your story, they exist in that story, they exist in the MCU. They exist everywhere, in my mind.
Oh, I like that. That's a clever little trick.
But yeah, you could put them you could just plug them anywhere. But in Cyberfrog, because of that, of this alien invasion, they would definitely fit in that story.
Do you think if the world of the Cyberfrog universe had the columns of creation and they were invaded by the Vespas, do you think the columns of creation would just clean it up like that, sort out those nasty aliens?
Well, here's the thing. In order to avoid boring storytelling, I had to give my characters limitations. And it's not just kryptonite, they have many limitations. When they turn into human form, they are more prone to get tired if they happen to use their abilities. But they also get tired when they use when they do their thing in their natural form. They get tired. They are their abilities. They are not as powerful against other similar creatures. Let's say Paradox is what I describe on the website as what's the word I'm looking for? An anthropomorph. So when let's say if they were to face the endless, right? Dream from Sandman and stuff like that, death, the Phoenix from the MCU that represents life itself, when they are faced by an opponent that is the embodiment of something, then they are no longer immune. They're no longer godly. They are vulnerable. They can't totally die. And so there would definitely be limitations from a storytelling point of view if they came in the Cyberfrog world, even moral limitations. And maybe they would think that they can do certain things because they can't meddle in the affairs of the worlds they have created. A whole bunch of things could happen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Give your characters a flaw. That's good storytelling.
That's right.
Right. Would the columns of creation be able to defeat Thanos with a full Infinity Gauntlet?
I'm loving this quiz. I love it. Well, I've pondered about this. Here's the thing: Thanos is not an anthropomorph. Um, the the columns of creation have something called that I call in my own mind. I will maybe share it in the comic book in the future. Uh, Something called a blessing of the Father. Um, because of that, they are virtually untouchable unless you are an anthropomorph. And I mean untouchable. I actually mean if you try to hit them, you will go through them. They are ghostly. You can't touch them, and that includes Thanos. One of the stones in particular clashes with my story because one of the stones is sort of a character in my story. I can't really tell you which one, but you can guess.
We'll have to
And
buy the book.
you'll have to buy the book. And so, yeah, he's not. He would not win, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay. How would A do against Aang?
Wow, that's fascinating. I'm watching Avatar: The Last Airbender now. I
Oh,
love
really?
it. Yes, I love it. I'm on season 4. Is it
Yeah.
season 4, season 3? The last season, I think. Um, hmm. Well, here's the thing, right? We're talking about two different universes. Um, Aang he's using air. All right. So wind is the embodiment of air. So all that Aang is doing is he's using uh, an extension of wind's body, if you will. It's wind is letting him, right? The very air we breathe is part of wind's domain.
Right.
So Wind and Aang would be friends. They would not be enemies. There would not be a fight there. But they would definitely disagree because Aang is a lot more like fire, I would say, than wind.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
They would probably make better team members, maybe.
Yeah, I would say I would compare fire to Aang and wind to Zuko.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's sort of the opposite, isn't it?
Isn't it fascinating? Because for those of you who don't watch the show, Zuko is a firebender. So isn't that fascinating?
Ah,
Yeah.
can you see his face?
Now that's
Just the best bits here.
now that's a good one.
How would they do against Doomsday?
Dr. Manhattan.
Dr.
Um,
Manhattan.
hmm. Well, this is not easy. This is not easy. Um, I am not sure.
I
I'm not
figure
sure.
Dr. Manhattan is sort of one step above Thanos with an Infinity Gauntlet.
The thing is, the columns of creation are very much physical, right? They are the elements, but Doctor Manhattan can control the anatomical structure of things. But then again, many superheroes can do that, and they will still wouldn't stand a chance against the columns of creation because of the blessing of the Father. The columns of creation are embodiments of things. So in order to hurt them, even to damage them in any way, you would have to be the embodiment of something. So I'm not sure about Dr. Manhattan. I'm gonna say even him is not going to win against them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. This last one's a little bit different. This is sort of uh, my suggestion for your sequel to Columns of Creation. You should add another element to the team, and that element should be the element of surprise.
All right. I love it.
Right.
Well, you definitely have surprises in the comic book, so it's like a hidden character, if you will.
Awesome. Right. There's enough of that. And we're coming to the end now.
All right.
So, what have we learned so far? We have learned that Columns of Creation is an epic, exciting-looking book that is soon to be released on Indiegogo. So you should all go down to the description where there will be a link to his campaign page. You can sign up. You'll get a free Paradox trading card when you back his book. Go over there now. Right. Before we finish, though, I want to ask you one more question. My
Please.
friend Jacob here is currently trying to write a comic book for himself, and he's looking for tips on how to get started. You, as a writer who's currently doing it, do you have any tips for Jacob?
What to write? I used to have a writing channel. I deleted every goddamn video because they were just too cringy. They were too cringy, man. Well, this is what I would say. Watch movies. Obviously, read comics. Understand that there's a pacing to stories, and that pacing is very important. If I went straight from, introducing you to my characters, to a fight, to a bunch of, a chat between them, to another fight, there would be no depth to the story. Everything would feel shallow and superficial. And the reader wouldn't have a moment to pause and ponder on the events that just took place. The characters wouldn't have, the most important thing, the characters would not have time to develop. That is, all right, there you go. I guess that's my advice. Your characters are the most important thing in your story. You want to create character-driven stories. They can have amazing plots and whatever you want, but they still have to be character-driven, because people read comics not for the idea. They pick up a comic for the idea, but they keep on reading it, and they pick up the comic for the art. Some people keep on reading it for the art as well, but that's not the case for me. For example, I need good writing, and in order for it to be good writing, I need good characters. The characters need to be well developed. So your top priority has to be character development.
Awesome. Thanks for that, man.
No problem.
So we're just about done here. I'll mention really quickly. Go over Indiegogo, links in the description. Make sure you sign up.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just realized we didn't show the trailer. Do you want to show it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Just 30 seconds. I think there's no audio.
No audio. Can't hear anything, can you?
I can hear something. It's like far away. If you want, I can share from my screen.
Okay.
All right. Just give me one split second. Where is it? So many pages open. All right, there you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Awesome. That trailer's amazing.
Thanks, man.
Right. So sign up to his campaign now. Links in the description. While you're down there, you can find the link to The Adventures of Talos in Outer Space, also on Indiegogo. sign up to this campaign. This is my campaign. If you're a fan of 90s Saturday morning cartoons, you're going to love this collection of comics.
Looks awesome, man.
There we go. So thanks for coming on. That's
Thank you
episode
for having me
1
on.
of Let's Talk Wrapped. Thank you everyone in the chat for coming on and helping me out. We'll see you soon. Bye.